Let's do this. The Cult of Hockey podcast by the faithful and for the faithful. I'm David Staples of the Edmonton Journal, here today with Bruce McCurdy. Welcome, Bruce.
Hey, David, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How was your Thanksgiving, Bruce?
Oh, it was fine. Thanks very much. We had kind of cheated on the turkey dinner, but we did have turkey dinner and got that gulped down just before they dropped the puck at 6:30, and that was just a matter of trying to keep it down as the as the game went along. Bit of a bummer of a
It
game
wasn't,
tonight.
but it wasn't that bad. So what do you
No, I know. It wasn't a keep your dinner down kind of game, but it was frustrating. It was a frustrating game. As I was worried about mentioning the game day post, the Hawks were desperate for this game, and they showed it. And they were all over the puck. The Oilers weren't able to make clean plays, passes, and shots because the Hawks were competing for every inch of ice, and more power to them. On many nights in the NHL, that is the difference between two fairly evenly matched teams, and I would say that was probably the difference tonight.
Yeah, it was almost the difference in the New Jersey game. The difference
Yes, that
that
was
the
the other game. Same formula. They were looking for their
yeah.
first win. They were desperate. They deserved that game, honestly, Jersey. So,
So this time the Oilers lost. I mean, that's justice. They can't
yep.
win every game. They're not a dominant team. They look to me like a good team. We
Hmm.
saw a few things. We're starting to get a better sense and feel for this team. I'm starting to see a few weaknesses,
Hmm.
perhaps, things that might have to improve. But I
Hmm.
think it's a good team. Like that's the sense I get. And they were outchanced, Bruce. 11-7 on grade A chances. In games where you get 7 grade A chances, you're not going to win many of those games. Is the truth. You have to get lucky
Right.
to get a point out of a game like that. You're going to win when you get 8, 9, 10. If you get more than 10, you got a really good chance. But 7, no way. And especially, well, we'll get into some of the problems that they had in their attacking plays later. So this is our two good things, two bad things, and two numbers podcast. What is your good thing, Bruce?
Well, I sure did like that late power play goal that the Oilers uh, were able to generate. With 2 minutes to go in the third period, down 2-0, and they did get that late power play. When the guy took a hard whack at Darnell Nurse, which I think may have been payback for something that happened earlier. But the Oilers made the Hawks pay by breaking the shutout and temporarily making the game interesting. And they did it with a whole series of nice plays, uh, especially by Alex Chason to win the puck battle along the sidewall. He was put out there. It was actually a 6-on-4, and he was, I think, the sixth guy. So they had two kind of net front guys, but Chason's winning of the puck battle on the left wing boards began the sequence where the puck went around the horn to the point, to the sidewall, to the corner, and then Nuge made just a sweet pass right across the goal mouth, and Neil absolutely buried a roof from about 4 feet out. And for a minute there, it looked promising, but you know what? They never got the puck back in that Chicago end for the whole rest of the game. They were never able to establish possession. They got a tough call on an icing. They got a unlucky bounce on a shoot in. They just didn't get the bounce to even establish possession, let alone do anything with it. So, but for a minute there, I thought, well, maybe they're so hot, maybe they're going to find a way to pull a point out of this game.
Yeah, the Oilers really they just couldn't get it going on the attack. There was never a point other than the top line, other than McDavid and Draisaitl. Like, did they ever really any of the other lines get a cycle going for any extended period of time in the offensive end against the Blackhawks? I mean, I don't really recall seeing that. So, I mean, I didn't mind Jujhar Khaira's play, but other than that, like I just didn't see that kind of sustained pressure from any other line. All right, so my good thing, Bruce, is Ethan Bear.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult thing for a young player to step into the top four, actually into the top pairing of an NHL defense out of the AHL. But he is 22. He's had 2 full years in the AHL, and he's hanging in there. He's more than hanging in there. He's winning most battles, defensive battles. Like before, when his first contrast to the first time he was up here, he looked really good with the puck, but he was
Hmm.
eaten alive on defense. He was constantly beat on rushes. He was beaten in his own zone. He was late to the puck. He just wasn't quick enough. And this time, that is not happening. This whole game, he and Nurse, I had them tagged for one grade A chance against, blamed on them, which was by far the least of any of the pairings. Clefbaum and Pearson really struggled, but he's moving the puck. I won't be surprised to see him get more power play time
Mhm.
fairly soon. Although Clefbaum's been doing a good job. Like there's nothing wrong with his distribution, but I think Barra has that added element of a quick walking the line and that quick shot, which would be one more thing for them to be scared of on a very, very scary power play. He's also a right shot. So if they want a right shot D-man on the power play, I don't know if that's essential, but it might not be a bad idea. So yeah, congratulations. I think I've said this before to Ethan Bear on the way he has stepped up, improved his fitness, improved his skating, and is getting the job done in the NHL.
Yeah, I saw a lot of nice plays from Bear tonight. A couple of rough edges. There was one play where he took a penalty because he got on the wrong side of the puck and the man, and he wound up having to battle back and got his stick in on the hands of the guy. And that was just a simple positioning or misread, possibly. He just got a little bit too far up ice and he was scrambling. And three official giveaways, but I saw a lot of nice passes too. He's very poised with the puck, and that's a fun thing to watch.
Yeah, I never really put any weight on the NHL official giveaway stat. I just don't know what they're counting and what do they what does that mean?
I got some of them, and but I mean,
Yeah,
there's something to it. I don't have 100% degree of confidence by any
giveaways,
means.
takeaways. Like I just don't. I
Uh,
don't know. Like
uh,
I don't know. I think it's probably quite differently graded between the different graders, and I'm not sure they have the definitions right. I mean, I honestly never even look at it. So, but all right. So, Bruce, what is your bad thing?
well, yeah. Heck, what was my bad thing? I had a few of them.
You were going to go
Yeah,
with
Yoel
yeah,
Pearson. Yoel Pearson's my.
poor Yoel. Yeah,
He had a tough night, and this
I've
was the
smoked.
first time that he got targeted physically, and he got hammered pretty hard on two occasions, and I'm not sure what kind of a detrimental effect that had on his game, whether he maybe got nicked or whether he maybe got a little bit sort of overwhelmed by this is the NHL, but he had some tough shifts, and I didn't think he was a very effective player tonight, and he was a part of the sequence of pain on what became the game-winning goal, and he took a strange route to the puck, and it wound up being kind of a miscommunication between, well, him and Mike Smith, and it was not a good goal. But
Person should have gone to the net. It turns out he should have tried to play goalie on that one, I think. But
yeah, but his pairing with Klepbaum, frankly, neither one of them had a good game, and they got badly outshot when they were out there. They just weren't able to generate anything going the other way, which should be a big part of their game, but it just wasn't flowing tonight for the pairing, and they wound up on the short end of the scoreboard.
Bruce, I had them, and you'll be reviewing my work, of course, but I had them out there for six grade A chances against, and they made mistakes on them, and
Wow.
none for.
Right.
So, or maybe that's just five. It's five or six. Anyway, Person was in the middle of a lot of. He was playing tentatively. We've seen
Yeah.
tentative play out of him in different games. Let's face it. He has been put into a very difficult position. He's being asked to play right out of Europe, top 4 minutes in the NHL, often really hard minutes. He would be better off on a third pairing right now. And I heard actually uh, that was a grade B. Anyway, that's a grade B chance, Bruce. So that's why there's no coding on that one. Um,
Right.
um, we were just talking about our stat sheet here for a second.
I'm just looking at him, and yeah, 36 is all over it, not in a good way.
So
Ugh.
yeah, not in a good way. So he's coming over from Europe. He's being asked to play top 4 minutes. And I'm just wondering, Bruce, could Benning do better with Clefbaum? Like settle the guy down, put him with Russell for a few games, see how that works. Give Benning the slightly higher ice time. Terrible idea. Would you?
Well,
Because I mean, last game though he had his best game. The previous game, I thought he
yeah.
had his best
Well,
game.
I
So
think putting him with Clefbaum is a chance for him to show his best game. But they need to be skating and flowing, and tonight it just wasn't working. And like I say, I don't think either one of them played well. I don't think Benning played particularly well either, so I don't know that would have changed much.
Yeah, fair
So,
enough. Fair enough. Well, anyway, this is an interesting experiment with Joel Persson. They also have Evan Bouchard on the farm. I think Bouchard will be. I think we're going to see a couple months of Persson as long as he can hang in there, and he has been hanging in there, right?
yeah,
Like he had bad. He didn't play well this game. He got smoked with a cut with a. I don't know if like Drew Remenda called that an honest hit, a fair hit from Andrew Shaw. I saw two elbows go right into Persson's face. Now Persson had his head down, but
hmm
Andrew Shaw had his elbows up too. So like he came into him like this, kind of, or like this, smoked him.
yeah. The Oilers didn't like it. Both Chris Russell, and Jujhar Khaira went after Shaw, and Khaira came in guns a blazing and wound up taking the extra minor. And the unfortunate thing was Khaira's terrible giveaway that caused that whole problem in the first place. So if he hadn't given the puck away, Persson wouldn't have got smoked, and he wouldn't have had to take revenge for him. But so I don't mind that they have each other's backs. I think you got to have that on the team. You got to have that on the team.
You've got to have
But
that.
but you'd rather avoid the situations where you've coughed the puck up and they're laying the thumping on you because you can't get the puck moving, and that's what happened on that play. The
Yes.
other time that happened was when McDavid got hit after the whistle, and Nurse came into bat for him, also guns blazing, and I didn't mind that either.
I like that. Yeah, I also
That's
wonder
hockey. I'm sorry, but that's
now,
hockey.
now that you mentioned it, I also wonder if Kara's sense of outrage on that play might have been inflamed by his own embarrassment. Like he's already agitated.
Yeah.
He's already agitated, right? Because
Yeah.
then that happens. And it's like, oh, and
Yeah.
he flies off. I didn't mind his pushback there. And this is what like one of the sayings of 200 hockey men, Bruce, is that if you get that kind of penalty, the team almost always kills it off. And I wonder if that's true or not. Probably not.
I would bet that if you looked at long period penalties versus penalty kill success rates, that they all wash out, and that
Yeah, I
the
would bet.
team kills 80% of all types of penalties.
Yes, I would bet. I would bet that's the case as well. All right, my bad thing, Bruce, is so the Oilers only generated three grade A chances, but they also had
Three.
three absolutely delicious chances. One by McDavid, one by Josh Archibald, and one by Darnell Nurse. And I think the Darnell Nurse one missed the net, although I'm not as confident. But the other two most
I
certainly.
think that one hit Cassian. Well, I know one of them did.
No, no, no. You're thinking of Draisaitl shot that hit
Oh,
Cassian.
okay.
Yeah,
Right.
no. Nurse came in on a 3-on-2 kind of situation and fired it from the wing, and had a great chance. But Archibald and McDavid, look, Connor
Oh,
McDavid. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm only a little bit upset with Archibald because that was a really, really great chance. Like it might have been the best chance on a certain, like he was wide open and he misses the net. And
and he had a
he
moving
is,
goalie.
he's not playing. Like I don't know why Patrick Russell hasn't been in the lineup ahead of him because I'm not seeing it from Josh Archibald yet. We're starting to get a handle on what these new players can and can't do. And so the thing about Archibald, I've been upset with a few weak clearances of the puck. And
hmm
so get it done and I haven't seen that line cycle the puck well since Russell's been taken out, Bruce. They didn't do as well the last two games. When they had Russell, they were cycling it like crazy. Without him, they're not. So here's to Patrick Russell getting back in the lineup.
Yeah, Archibald also on the first goal. Like um, Sheahan tied the puck up in the face-off circle for a second, and Archibald skated through the circle, and he went like about 3 feet away from the puck, but he didn't get in there and get engaged in the battle. And then I think it was Taves, was able
Kane.
to fish it over to whoever it was, got
Oh,
it to
okay.
Kane,
Yeah.
got it to Kane, I think, and then by then Archibald had skated away from Kane. Kara was a little slow getting to Kane, and you give Patrick Kane a tenth of a second, and you're asking for trouble, and the Oilers got it.
So Archibald was
Dylan Strome it was who won the face-off off of off of Sheehan, but he needed some help there, and Archibald just skated right past and did nothing.
Archibald was actually he was standing watching the
Yeah,
puck battle between the two
and he
centers.
glided by.
So
Yeah,
so
wasn't
like
good.
either get involved in the battle, help win that battle, or go cover Patrick Kane who's standing 2 feet behind you. Okay,
Yeah,
like
or get out to the point, do something.
fade well,
Like,
cover Patrick
what
Kane
was
on
he
the high
doing?
slot.
Yeah,
Really cover Patrick Kane on the high slot because otherwise it's up to Chris Russell to charge out there. And that's really not Russell's. It's to protect the net in case the other guy, the center, gets beat. So yeah, I didn't like Archibald on that play at all. Although it was, I thought, in the end, a grade B shot. Okay, let's move on to numbers, Bruce. What's your number?
oh man, well I got to go with this the terrific twosome. Now tonight we have McDavid 26 minutes and 21 seconds. Draisaitl 26 minutes and 59 seconds to lead the team yet again. They both played 4 minutes on the power play to lead the team. Draisaitl also played 2:27 on the penalty kill to lead the forwards. Like they're just totally leaning on that guy in all situations, and it's great. But you wonder how long they're going to be able to play at the high level that they played tonight. And frankly, I thought both guys were a little sort of half bubble off plum, as Low Tide likes to say. Like not
Yeah,
quite on the razor sharp edge of their game that we've seen. Still the two most dangerous Oilers on the ice, but that's what they need to be for this team to have success.
yeah, Draisaitl on the penalty kill. I know why they like him out there. He's gets the job. He's a good. He's such a
He,
great player.
he's
But
a horse, and he's got that huge boat oar, that the cudgel I call it. That how he's so good at getting a stick on like cross ice passes and just sort of whacking pucks out of the air and getting a piece of pucks, and he has phenomenal control over that thing. For looks like it weighs about 8 pounds, but he's he's able to. He's got the magic touch with it.
I'm just looking at the chart here, Bruce. They don't even have Josh Archibald with a missed shot. Like
Yeah.
that shot wasn't on net, was it? I didn't see it.
No, no, went right over the crossbar. It was close. He went for the top. Like he didn't like. He, he made a good choice of where
Yeah,
to put it. But he just you
yeah.
can't. I mean, he's 10 feet out. You got to hit the freaking net.
It's easier said than done.
I know, but
It's
just
far
me and
out.
every other hockey fan in captivity will,
Yeah.
will be screaming, "Hit the net!"
Yeah, then
on
you go
plays
play
like
beer.
that.
Then you go play beer league hockey
Uh,
for a
you
game
know,
or two, and you realize, oh man, it's hard to hit the net. Even at a really low level of hockey, it's hard. Okay, my number is two. So Mike Smith, I thought was in some ways quite exceptional in the net because they had 11 grade A chances. He stopped every single grade A chance Bruce that came on net. Like Mike Smith, he was a rock in a lot of ways, but
but
he let in two grade B chances. Now the Kane shot was like an A B, but I think it's far enough out. He had clear sight lines as far as I could tell. He should probably have that shot. I think that's. But the second goal, man, this is the third time we've been told by Kelly Hurdy it's going to happen 8 to 12 times. So we're now on number three, and that was a really rough play by the goalie because if he stays in net, that is not a goal against, and it's a 1-0 game, and that's a much different game.
sure is.
So that was not good. Now, three other players, McDavid, Duffel, and Pearson also made mistakes on that goal against, but Mike Smith, wow, that was
There was some
a tough.
miscommunication there, but what wound up happening was they, between Parison and Smith, they kind of played Alphonse and Gaston, and Smith decided a split second too late. Oh, I better go out and get it. I mean, if he'd made that call decisively right away, he could have got the puck. Otherwise, the play is just to stay in the net. And I heard a lot of talk in the post game about how great Mike Smith played and how he kept him in the game and stuff. But when the other goalie's playing well, you can't afford a mistake, and he made a mistake. And like you say, the difference between 1-0 and 2-0 is just huge, and it turned out in the end to be the winning goal. So I'm kind of betwixt and between how to grade Mike Smith for this game because he did make a number of very strong saves, and probably the second period easily could have been 2-0 or worse uh, on the flow of play. But man, like you
Yes.
say, both goals were a little bit, and especially the game winner, man.
I'd
And you
give
know, if they score 3 or 4 goals like they usually do, and that one goes in, you're saying, well, you remember all those good saves, but when you lose by one, you remember the one that got away.
so if he had made all the saves, he would have been an 8 or a 9,
Oh,
right?
oh yeah.
So you take off if he was an 8,
Hmm.
then I would say he's a 6 tops.
I'm leaning to 6. Yeah, we're
6.
right on the same page.
Yeah, because he did make some great saves, and
Yeah, he did.
so you have to give him
Right
credit.
off the bat, second game in a row, like 10 seconds into the first period, and the guy's like shooting out point blank from the slot. And he made a glove grab and he sort of flashed the leather and stared the guy down a little bit, and I'm thinking, now he's brought his A game tonight. And as you'd say, he did. He brought his A game against the A chances. Uh, Unfortunately, the B chances were the ones that beat the Oilers.
Alrighty. So what's the next game? Wednesday night against the Flyers.
Back home against the Flyers, you got to look at the big picture. 3-1 road trip. That's good at any time for any team. And they're coming home with 6 points, and they had four before they left, of course. So, but now the trick is to get right back on the horse and not have any kind of backwards regression the other way. Got to get right back in there and play hard and well uh, against Philly on Wednesday night.
The one player I'm seeing good, Bruce, that I'd like to see more of in Philly. I think it's time to put Joachim Nygaard on the Nugent Hopkins line. Yurcho is not. He's not getting it done on that second line. I think that's fair to say now. He's had, what, 4 games there? 3 games there? Like, I'm not seeing anything that makes me think stick with Yurcho. But every time I see Nygaard with the puck, I'm seeing clever moves and speed. I'm seeing speed, which is what I really like, and I think that he could combine well with Nugent Hopkins. So that's one change I definitely would like to see. I'd like to see Patrick Russell back in for Archibald too, but
He likes to rush the puck.
he does, and he's
Uh,
not bad at it.
Guard, yeah, yeah, not bad. He's got some nice speed. It'd be nice to see him finish one at some point. But I thought that line showed some promise early in the game, um, and then kind of went out of the game. In the second period, the whole team really did. So
Yeah, they were Chicago's hunger, absolute thirst for a victory, shone through in that period, and they've got some good hockey players. So, all right, Bruce, let's leave it there. Thanks for talking tonight.
all right, thanks for listening, everyone.
And in the meantime and in between times, this has been another edition of the Cult of Hockey podcast.